What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're jumping a little bit off topic. Maybe we usually talk comic books and stuff, but we are going to talk about the new horror series on HBO Max. I said horror.
You did.
Two series on HBO Max.
It'd be a completely different show if it was the other way.
I mean, HBO did used to have horror series, so, you know.
Hey, wouldn't be out of the realm, quite honestly. So I just wanted to make that clear. But a little prequel to it called It, Welcome to Derry. But before we get into all of that fun, Dave, Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
Keith, I am fan-freaking-tastic. And yes, this is a little out of our wheelhouse. We have done, I think we did a breakdown for It 2, the movie, right?
We did the at the theater reviews for both part 1 and part 2, I believe.
Yeah, so it's not like it's unheard of. We have looked into this before. And I do like the story, how like this story starts in 1962. And like the next season, if they have it, it's supposed to be 17 years before that. It just keeps going back. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I'd like to see how it plays out. Doug, how are you doing tonight?
Well, Dave, let me tell you, I'm scared. It was a scary show. You guys didn't tell me it was going to be a scary show.
You know, when I was watching, I had to remind myself that this was a horror show. And a couple of moments, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. This is a horror show. They're going to do that kind of thing.
Probably not at the beginning.
No.
Oh, man. I was delighted, and I cannot wait to talk about it, but we can't dive into it yet because, Keith, we need to know how you're doing.
Well, gentlemen, I am tremendous. Wonderful day yesterday watching the sports ball. My team is the only team in the division that won. But we're not going to get into that. We don't want to upset Dave. We like him.
Well, Doug, you know, it's funny because the other day I told
Don't even.
I told him not to play Justin Fields.
And then he had
I did. I removed him. I took off.
And he had a
and
great
they
game.
scored 39 points.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
Why did you? I'm not listening to you two anymore. You don't know sports ball as well as you think you do.
So here's a little something out there. This isn't a fantasy football podcast for good reason. Yes, I started Jake Ferguson at tight end instead of the gentleman from San Francisco who lit it up. It's cool. Ferguson had 0. Thanks, guys. I'm so happy. But we're not here to talk sports ball. We are here to talk It. Welcome to Derry. And this show kind of kicks off with a bang. Little Matty Clements is watching The Music Man, and the usher catches him without a ticket, tries to chase him out. He runs away. He's talking, the usher's talking to the owner, wanting to kick him out, and the owner seems pretty much, his family's kind of messed up, so, don't be too
He's got a hard
harsh.
life,
But
there's one thing that is consistent with especially Derry. If you know anything about the It series, and if you go back and you watch our At the Theater reviews, this actually comes up in those movies as well. It's the fact that something is off with Derry, where everyone's emotions are a little bit more heated. People are a little bit more angrier and extreme than normal.
Easily flying off the handle at times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would say that in that opening scene with his family, that was well represented. Very, very true. I mean, it seemed like a regular conversation. I'm sorry, did we hit that point in the show yet?
No, not yet.
Not quite yet.
Not quite
But
yet.
we're getting there.
So basically, they ask the little girl who knows where he's hiding behind that little sign, and she says, "Oh yeah, I saw him." And you see the kid like, but she's like, "He went that way."
Right.
Kind of chases him out. He ends up leaving the theater. He is walking. He's hitchhiking. He gets picked up by seemingly a normal family.
Just a normal, happy family. Now, Keith, Dave, do you think there is such a thing as a normal, happy family living in Stephen King's Derry, Maine?
Checks
No.
my notes. No.
No. So that should already be your first like, oh, okay, something's not right here.
Well, and it was funny because I'm like, okay, what's going to go wrong here? What's going to happen? I thought like an accident or something bad was going to happen. Like, not that this family was messed up until that girl picked up the thing with the liver, and it was kind of like, and then she puts her fingers in his face, and I'm like, okay, there's something seriously wrong here. And then the O-U-T, O-U-T, O-U-T. And then, well, she's pregnant with her third child, and she has the baby. Can I call it a baby?
Sure.
No.
Maybe.
Call it a Morbius.
There we go, yes. I think that's a good call.
Morbius.
And-
Oh, Lord.
I did like, too, when he said, where are you going? Anywhere but Derry. Like, he knows at this young age how messed up that town is. And maybe it just hasn't cast a spell over him yet, because it seems like everyone else knows a bunch of weird stuff is going on, but never leave. It's almost like it has a spell to keep them in place while all this goes on.
Actually, Keith, you are not far off.
I kind of thought so, but they're like, oh, we're going to Portland, and he's like, oh, thank God. And then he sees the welcome to Derry sign coming back up.
I love that. That was, oh my gosh, I love some of the stuff that they're leaving. You see them moving away, and he almost breathes a sigh of relief, like, oh my gosh, we're leaving Derry. But then all of a sudden, they're going back to Derry, and he sees the sign, and he's like, oh, okay, you can let me out now. Oh no, we're not letting you out.
O-U-T.
And yes.
O-U-T.
Right.
O-U-T.
And this kid, oh my gosh, and the words the mother is telling him to spell, like
Oh, my
rapid fire.
God.
I was like, that is so Stephen King. That because he likes to latch onto these like sort of repetitive little things. It's almost like words made into daggers. I really don't know another way to describe it, but he does that a lot in a lot of his stories. And I even asked you guys, I'm like, I got to go back and check and see what involvement he actually had with the creation of this series, because this feels directly like his writing, like he, and I did go and look, and supposedly he only acted as a executive producer with the option that he got to say yes or no to anything in the show. And so I have to wonder if when he was looking at the script, he's like, hold on, let me give you a little bit of Kingism here. We're gonna have this kid spell some weird crap and then have them yell O-U-T, O-U-T, trouble, 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 trouble.
And that kid was the only sighting of Pennywise we had on this show.
Yeah.
With the weird eye.
Yeah. And it was funny because I don't know about you guys. First off, Maddie seemed relieved when that kid was first kind of like, he's learning to spell. He's like, they're weird, but man, it's like normal weird. He's just a weird speller. We don't know, but she ends up starting the birthing process in the car.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys. I honestly thought she was going to give birth to Pennywise right there.
I did too.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, I mean, in a way she kind of did, but also I think they were a manifestation of Pennywise too. So did he give birth to himself? I don't know, because the Pennywise, or it, is a primordial being. He's essentially Stephen King's Lovecraft monster. That's the easiest way to describe it. So we do know from the movies that he's capable of mimicking anybody that he eats. He's a shapeshifter too. So for all we know, he ate this whole family, and now he's pretending to be them while birthing a demon baby version of himself.
That was the last thing I thought we were going to see. When that
Yeah, I did.
monstrous
I
winged baby came out, I was just like, and she's whipping it around by the umbilical
with the umbilical cord.
I was not ready that early in the show for that. I'm like, okay, this is where we're at. We have
It's like the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta grab you. They gotta grab you right away.
Yeah, it is like the boys, just a bit more psychological.
But we do have a jump after that wonderful scene. 4 months later, Captain Paulie Russo and Major Leroy Hanlon arrive at Derry Air Force Base. And they're kind of being shown to their troops, their squad, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And they kind of go by a very well-good building, and they're like, what's there? Secrets, classified. Don't worry about it. And it's like, okay, make a little note. This is going to come into play here real soon.
That is definitely never going to come up again.
Yes. And while Major Leroy, I'm not going to call him Major Hanlon because Leroy Jenkins just flows off the tongue. So Major Leroy goes over, and he is not getting the proper respect from one of his airmen. And we do see Dexter's dad.
Are you telling me
James Remar? Nice job.
Are you telling me that in the early 1960s, late 1950s, early 1960s, that there might be a racism? No.
This is in 1962. It's before the Equal Rights Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you guys know, there has never been any racism in the United States.
Especially in New England.
None.
Yeah.
But we do see, this disrespect to this new major, obviously racially motivated. The general comes in and kind of, lets them know, hey, we're not handling that here. You have a spotless record. We come meet me. I loved it. He's like, hey, come to my office for a proper meeting. And the captain's like, suck it up already, huh? I'm like, I'm going to like that guy. I think I'm going to like Russo, Paulie Russo. And so it comes back. We see Teddy.
What comes back?
We go back to like the high school, and Teddy is kind of haunted over Matty's disappearance, while Phil is kind of like, we need to move on. There's other things to do. He's the conspiracy theorist kid. Aliens are dogs. Aliens are everywhere. And
he's the Finn Wolfhard.
What's that, Dave?
He's the Finn Wolfhard of the show.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, yes. And, oh my gosh, he's just like rapid fire with all of these. Like, I'm pretty sure if ADHD existed back then, which is everybody knows it didn't exist until the 1980s. It wasn't a thing. Right. But that kid is definitely ADHD. The way that he's just like, and then we can do this, and then for our story we can do that, and then aliens come down, and then and it's like, oh my god, kid, please.
And I like to
relax.
Did you study for this test? Why? We're all going to be killed in a few days.
Right.
Right.
That may have been foreshadowing.
Whoops.
One of them had some trouble with stuff. I don't know who. We'll get to that.
Now, I will say, I love that they even have, like, I know that, you guys probably know best, having lived through those times, and having fought in the First World War and whatnot, but but I do like the fact that they even have, like, everybody is truly afraid of, a nuclear bomb going off. They've got the duck and cover turtle telling them to, hide under your desk, because as everybody knows, if a bomb does hit a school, hiding under your desk is going to protect you. Or I believe it was Lewis Black. He said in one of his stand-up bits, he goes, no, it just provides kindling to help you burn quicker.
You probably don't want to survive if a nuclear bomb hits too close. You don't want to be fighting super mutants, death claws, all that stuff.
Then you're going to look like that little mutant baby.
Yeah.
Which
I did. It's funny. You talk about how, it's height of the Cold War, worried about nuclear. That baby, to me, seemed like a manifestation of, like nuclear radiation mutating a human. I was like, oh, wow. So they're kind of going, it's not just horror. We've got some almost Godzilla level nuclear sort of, I don't even know what this nuclear fear kind of manifesting in a monster. I like that.
Didn't it only have one wing too?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she had to kind of control him with the umbilical cord, because he was all over the place. Granted, he was just born. He still had to learn how to fly, I guess.
It was like Mark from Incredible.
It takes a few minutes right after you're born. You got to figure it out.
Then we meet Lily, who lost her father to a bizarre pickle
related
jarring accident, yes, which was strange. But we find out that she went up to the secret hideout that Phil and Teddy have, that they invited Matty to. And Matty invites her up, and he's trying to hit on her, riz her up, as the kids say, and he asks her about the dad, and she tells him. And it was funny because these kids are really doing a good job acting. I was they were telling us what happened instead of showing us, but they were doing such a good job. I didn't find myself pulled out of it in any way. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, this wasn't a normal exposition dump. They were threading it into the story perfectly. It was really good storytelling. It's almost as if an author had some sort of, input in some way, but that couldn't be.
Nope, not at all. Nothing from Mr. King. And then a little while later, she's kind of in the bathroom. Her mom comes in and kind of talks about, we're going to go visit your dad's grave tomorrow. And she says she's not ready. She doesn't want to do it. But she hears a voice from the drains. And it's singing You Got Trouble from the Music Man.
Trouble, trouble, trouble.
And
that was one of the words that he couldn't spell. That's right. Okay, in the car.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. But she knows that was the film, or she doesn't know this, but that was the film that Matty was watching the night he disappeared and all that fun. And she shares this with Teddy and Phil at that clubhouse. They're kind of struggling to believe it. Teddy wants to. He's like, I want to believe it. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there, but
right. The kid, and I love how the friend points out, like, okay, you have nonstop for like the past month talked about nothing but aliens, but you can't believe this? Come on,
right?
like aliens, they're believable. To be fair, these kids do not know, but it is, I guess, technically kind of an alien. Which, again, we find out from the movies, he crash lands into Earth as a meteor. So, I mean, he's not like from another planet, but he's a creature from the darkest corners of the universe, I guess would be the best way to describe him. Again, he's a Lovecraftian monster.
Yes, and he only likes to operate every 17 years, which is
26.
26 years, I'm sorry. Yep. He's got things he does in between, just like relax.
He's got to take a little nap,
He hibernates.
Whenever you think about Thanksgiving, Dave, you eat all that food, and don't you just want to take a little nap after?
Yeah, like a 26-year nap.
Yeah, like a 26-year nap, exactly. I do that too.
Sweet 26-year naps. But later in the evening, Teddy's having dinner with his family, and he asks a weird question about, do you think children are being held underground for long periods of time?
And his dad, who, has to explain, our family escaped from underground tunnels from the Holocaust. And you're asking me this silly question. And then he points out, so, okay, here's our connection, guys. He says, you're reading too many of those comic books. And he shows them Action Comics. Hold on.
No, it was The Flash.
It was The
Flash. Right. Okay.
He was reading Detective Comics in his bed later.
He was.
Okay.
Do you guys, I took a little note on that. It was issue 298.
Oh.
Do you know what the big thing is from Detective Comics 298?
Please.
Batman versus the Joker?
No, the first appearance of Clayface.
The shapeshift. Oh my gosh. I love when they do that with comics. Man, that is good.
And Andy Muschietti is supposed to be directing The Brave and the Bold for DC Studios. Is this a little hint at who the villain will be for that movie? Or is it like Doug just thought, shape-shifting villain, much like Pennywise, may have been a little hint. But I thought that was funny because, the first one was the Flash comic. It's when Barry Allen and Jay Garrett were racing. And I'm like, I can't think of anything, any parallels to this. Of course, he did direct the Flash movie.
Yeah.
A Flash movie? I don't remember that. Was that a thing?
Oh, no.
There was this Michael Keaton did a bunch of shorts that he played Batman in, and that was good.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't think they actually put a movie together though.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, they never got it actually released. You're right. You're right. But, you know, like Doug said, his dad was talking about how his family escaped from concentration camps and most of the family died, the atrocities that included making lampshades out of human skin. That probably won't
I was
come back at all.
surprised. I was surprised that came up because also this weekend I decided I was, looking for something new to watch. It's been a bit of a desert as far as like stuff to watch lately. Yeah. So I was trying to find something to watch over the weekend, and I was like, you know what? Every time I go to Netflix, that Ed Gein story keeps popping up. I'm gonna watch it. I'll see if it's any good. And that's one of that particular story that I don't remember her name, the Nazi woman who actually had the lampshade made out of the skin of Jewish prisoners.
Ava Braun.
Was that her name?
That was who married. That was who married Hitler.
Oh no, it was somebody else. But anyway, Ed Gein was like obsessed with her, and that's what got him into wanting to skin people alive and create skin suits. Hence, what Psycho was created after, into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
And
all based on him.
The Hills Have Eyes is another movie that's based on that.
Yeah. A lot of serial killers and horror movies were based off of Ed Gein because he was such a. I mean, his whole story is such an anomaly, and if you hear his story, you have to keep asking yourself, like, this was a real human being. This was a real person that did these monstrous things. Because it sounds like only something you would ever see in a movie. But yeah, it was odd. I'm watching Welcome to Derry, and they bring up this same lampshade that Ed Gein was obsessed with as well. And I'm like, what are the odds that I would watch two things that mentioned the same monstrous act?
That sounds like fate steering you into what you should be doing.
Whoa.
I don't mean performing his act. I mean, you should have been watching those movies. That's what I mean.
Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, David.
This took a bizarre turn. Thanks for bringing it back.
Be in my basement later, David.
Go kill. No, that's not me. I'm not saying.
We didn't hear anything.
You can kill the Skrull in your basement because no one will miss him.
Stop feeding
no,
pancakes.
I think I forgot to feed it. Shoot.
But getting back to Derry, his light starts clicking on and off when he's reading Detective Comics 290, the aforementioned DC Studios Easter egg. And he keeps turning it on, and it keeps shutting off. And finally, he kind of looks over, and it is just made out of not only human skin, but their faces, and it's moving. And he flips out a little bit, crawls under his desk. And, of course, his brother comes in after he screams and says, I can't even believe I'm related to you. I'm like,
that was so funny.
Whoever wrote this has a brother. An older brother.
Right. It is such an older brother thing because I swear I had probably said that to my own sister.
But following that grotesque little event, Teddy convinces Phil that this is probably real. I think this happened now. And Phil's like, I know when he's lying, and he ain't lying. Mm-hmm. And let me just tell you.
I thought it was unusual to me until we got towards the end. But I thought it was odd. I'm like, boy, they are really fast-tracking this friendship. Like, normally, they'd want to draw it out and, I don't know if I really believe you, and we got to find proof and, make this last over the course of several episodes. Really, stretch it out. And I'm like, wow, I'm surprised that they're essentially forming their version, the 60s version of the Losers Club, this quick. First episode. Well,
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Right.
But the one thing I do want to say, I made a little note while watching, and this was on the earlier scene when she's trying to convince him and they're not believing her. Mm-hmm. When Phil says, I can't believe you let her take your soda. They called it soda. Officially 10 out of 10. We don't even need to rate it later. 10 out of 10. It rocked.
I am surprised.
it's a certain section of the country thing.
I wonder, do they call it soda in Maine?
I don't know. We'll have to ask
Soda pop.
Mr. Monahan, because I honestly don't know. But the following day...
Oh, it's overwhelmingly soda. I just Googled it. No kidding. Okay.
You should have
Good to
named
know.
it, but yeah, cool. Whatever.
Well, he's not the one getting points for it.
Oh, that's true. He would be taking... No, they don't take points. But the following day, Teddy, Phil, Lily decide to investigate. They don't know really where to start, so they decide on the library. And they read in the... I forget what that's called that they were looking at.
I was trying to think, too, and I meant to look it up.
Microfiche.
Microfiche.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank God. Dave, I am glad that you're the smart one.
Yes. Couldn't do it without you.
We're in trouble.
But they find out he was last seen basically by the owner of the local theater's daughter before he disappeared. And they never found a body, so it went from being... Well, they never found him anywhere else, so it went from being a runaway to a homicide. That means murder. And, of course...
As you point out.
They bring Phil's little sister. I think her name was Susie. Is that right? I wrote it down somewhere.
McCracken. They're the McCracken family?
Yeah, Susie. They bring her along. She's asking a ton of questions. He's like, go find this book that I just made up so we can do it. Right. And so they end up going to Ronnie's house. I think, no, Veronica. Yeah, Veronica Ronnie. And they go to her house, and she's like, you know how many times I had to talk to the cops? They tried to pin it on my dad. All of this crazy stuff.
And again, sounds about right for Derry.
Yeah, not surprising in any way. But when Lily mentioned she heard Matt singing, she kind of paused and like, wait, what did you say? Oh, I heard him singing. And she's like, well, what song? And she doesn't really know what song it is. So they get the good idea to go to the theater. But while that's happening, Major Leroy is off to bed. He has a window open. It's smacking the blinds a little bit. So he gets up and he closes it, and you see somebody outside. And he's basically attacked by three masked men wanting the specifications of the B-52 bomber. I don't think any of us believe that's what it was about in any way.
No, I'm pretty sure they were trying to scare him away from the base.
Yep.
But he's a major. He's a military man. As they pointed out earlier in the episode, he was lauded for his fighting in the Korean War. And, so much so that even he's like, yeah, I don't even like to talk about it. And then you're thinking, oh, it must be a PTSD thing. And he's like, no, because we didn't finish the job. Rah! Eagles flying, fireworks, freedom. Yeah. America! So, yeah, dumb idea to wear these weird gas masks and break in and try and... in your American accent, too, by the way. Like, come on.
And he does say, I can't really hear you. Why don't you take off the mask? I was like, oh, they're racist. He probably would work. But it didn't work. But what's his name? Russo. Paulie Russo comes in, helps him out. They get rid of him. And I did like the fact that they're weaving some non-supernatural stories into all of this. Like, I don't know how this is going to play out. Did Doug freeze, or is he just not moving? Dave? Oh, no.
I'm kidding. Not moving. I don't know about Doug.
Oh, my God, dude. I thought I went down. Okay. He'll be back in a minute. We'll see. I'm going to get the live on Twitch with 2 here ready in case he drops off. And he did. Let's get that moved over so we're looking kind of normal. Let's get the logo added here.
You never look normal.
That's true. That's a good point. Thank you, sir. So, I like how they were interweaving some like normal stories from 62 in here. It's not all supernatural. Obviously that's going to be a major component of it, but obviously it's going to play into a little bit of what's going on with the base world and what's going on in that secret thing. So a lot is going on, And it was cool that they kind of are weaving this sort of racist story in. He's a black man, major in the Air Force, moving to Maine. So there's going to be some stuff going on. And I thought that was just kind of nice how they kind of wove that into the story. It wasn't supernatural, because when I first saw someone outside, I'm like, oh God, Pennywise or something's coming after him, and we're going to hear some backstory about what he did. But no such thing, just some racism. It was all good. But he does, get out of there. Took a couple shots from a pole, so he might be hurting a little bit next time we see him. But then we go back and we see Teddy, Phil, Lily, Ronnie, and Susie sneaking into the movie theater, talking about breaking and entering. And Phil says, we didn't break anything. They might in a little bit. And Ronnie goes up and gets the Music Man playing so they can hear the song. And it is definitely the song from the Music Man. And then they see Matty in the film.
That's when I thought it was going to get a little Twilight Zone-y. Is that what you're thinking too?
Oh, as soon as I saw him, I was like, okay, here we go. Let's get some popcorn going. Let's get this all. And just so you know, Doug is restarting his router, so hopefully he'll be back with us in a few minutes. But yeah, and he starts speaking directly to them. And it definitely, I don't know about you, as soon as he started blaming them and kind of pulling all of those regrets and feelings they had about what happened to Matty, I'm like, okay, this isn't Matty. He's trying to pull out the worst feelings in them. This is definitely Pennywise or one of his monsters or something going on. And then he unleashes the baby.
Yep.
And the creature ends up killing Teddy, Phil, and Susie. I did not expect that in the least. I thought they were going to escape. No one would believe them that what happened. But I mean, it basically,
more damage than I thought. Yeah, I didn't think. I mean, they were developing those characters.
Yeah,
they were deep.
I thought these were the characters we were going to enjoy all 8 of these episodes.
Right. And when that happened, I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way. But I love it when they take you out of your expectations like that.
100%. It's always good when they do something that you don't expect. You're thinking, it's a series. It's plot armor. These kids are going to survive everything because they have to. Well, Welcome to Derry is not playing that game. A lot like Game of Thrones did back in the day, when you're like, no way is Ned Stark, sorry, spoilers for Game of Thrones, no way is Ned Stark going to die. Oh my God, he's dead. Shows don't do that.
No way they're going to kill Robb Stark and his mom at a wedding. Oh my God.
It's funny you say that, because the directors and stuff talked about this final scene being their red wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like,
a red wedding in the first episode.
I'm like, fitting. That's definitely how it works. And I really thought after Ronnie and Lily kind of raced out of there, I was like, okay, the other kids are going to come out or something. They're going to find out it was just all like a hallucination or something. And then she is still holding Susie's hand.
Yeah. Ugh.
I was like, oh, dear God.
I know. Yeah, they couldn't show something like that because it's a child. But to even infer that, that's... that's one of the moments I had to remind myself, this is a horror series. It's not an action series. It's a horror series. They're going to have things like this.
Yeah, I was the same way. I'm like, okay, I need to reset my expectations because they're going to do things a different way. And I started thinking, too, after that, I'm like, okay, you know what? Major Leroy said his family was coming to town and he has a house out there. So we know he has a kid coming, so maybe the kid kind of comes into play a little bit. And, there's things they can do, obviously. There'll be a new group of kids that are probably investigating a little bit. Or not. I don't even know at this point. I was hesitant to write down anything I thought was going to happen next because they blew my expectations out of the water with the things that they did.
Yeah. Yeah, especially killing those kids. Now I have no idea which direction it's going, because if there were 5 of them, that would be different. But there's 2 now. There's 2.
Yeah.
Are they even going to make it out of the next episode?
They might not. They seriously might not, especially Lily. I mean, think of all the tragedy she's went through. Her dad was killed in the thing. She's been like ridiculed at school, and now there's going to be a massacre at the local theater, and she was there. I mean, it's going to be rough for her. And then Ronnie, her dad was almost kind of being blamed a little bit for Matty's experience. Once again, 1962 Maine, some racism has probably come into play a little bit. And she and Lily were there where 3 kids got killed. It's going to be tough. And man, that's setting up, something that is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm looking forward to it because I can't imagine that it's not going to be found next episode and questions start coming up. And of course, they're going to have a tough time believing these 2 kids what really happened.
I gotta think that like they're not gonna find the bodies. Like it's all gonna be cleaned up by Pennywise somehow before anyone discovers it, so he can mess with them individually, the 2 remaining ones.
That's certainly an option.
Yeah, that's just because I'm trying to think of something that's off of the beaten path, because that's where the show is obviously going. They're not going to stay on the same, like, it's not going to be a traditional show, It's going to be something wacky out there. So that's what I'm trying to think of. Like, all right, Pennywise cleans it up and takes their souls or whatever to the underground, like in the movie. And, that's where they go, and that's where they see their souls. That's where they have to get down there. I'm sure by the end of the series, they're going to be dealing with Pennywise directly, and he's going to be effing with all of their emotions and bringing back those other kids.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
And no, it's really likely that it'll be all cleaned up. There'll be no evidence or nothing at the theater that makes them think this actually happened. Lily and Ronnie will sound crazy, but those 3 kids will still be missing.
Yes, that's the part of it. Yeah, those 3 kids will still be gone.
And there's going to be a lot of craziness going on because it's only been 4 months since Matty went missing. So this is definitely a time of another episode in Derry, Maine, where a lot of this happens. We know what happens in the book It, and it seems like this is happening again, except his him getting kids is a little better than he did in the movies because the kids almost all survived till they were adults. But I mean,
right.
That winged baby, I don't want to say plural, that wing baby definitely took out 3 of them pretty quick. Just shocking. The first scene was shocking to me. The last scene was shocking. And you're right, you mentioned earlier, there was times I was watching it, I'm like, had to remind myself it was a horror thing. Because they're setting up other things, they're doing things outside of the supernatural to tell, fleshing out the story a little bit, so it's not just kind of a linear, here's a bunch of horror things scaring you to death. There's going to be other stories involved and other characters, and I'm looking forward to see how it all weaves together, because we know the Major has his family coming soon. We know there's that heavily guarded area on base, and I think at first they were trying to play off to the new people, hey, this is for that new B-2 bomber that we're, building here. We want you to fly, but I think we all know it's going to be much more than that.
And it's like, I hope they we always say stick the landing, but with all the, non-main, all the B stories that they got going here already, like, I was really hoping, like with, for example, the Alien show, that planted so many seeds. I'm like, where can they go with it? They can do 10 seasons on this, and they kind of didn't stick the landing on we didn't review it, but they kind of didn't stick the landing on the season finale for season 1. So I hope they do that here. What's it, 6 episodes?
It's 8.
8.
Yep. I looked it up, and yeah, definitely 8 episodes, and that's what I'm thinking. How are they going to interweave all these plot threads together to make sense? And they don't have to have everything match perfect, but they do get a lot going on, and I'm wondering how it's all going to mix together. But I mean, first episode, which I thought was funny. It's called The Pilot. And until I watched
Yeah.
the episode, I was like, oh, nice job naming it, guys. I'm like, oh, hey, there's a pilot. And he didn't play a major role in this, per se. I mean, he had a role, and I wonder if this is hinting at a bigger role for him in the future, especially with what I think his kid's going to. When he shows up, he's probably going to be part of the kid gang, the loser club from, 62 with Ronnie and Lily.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny because it's weaving in Cold War espionage and internal sabotage, political tension, all to this supernatural, horror movie. And I'm loving it. It was so well crafted, this first episode. I usually don't expect much out of a pilot, but they definitely did a good job weaving this in. Well, howdy, sir.
Well, howdy.
Just
Wait,
so you know.
didn't expect much out of the pilot? You just said he did a great job.
Just so you know, Doug, after you froze, Dave was pretending like he was froze. And I'm freaking out thinking I dropped it. I'm like, wait.
That's
wait,
why I was questioning. I was sitting there, I'm like, was it me? Was it Keith? Because Zoom crashed, and I'm like, well, maybe it was Keith. And then I realized, nope, it was me.
Well, I just sat here staring at him for a minute.
Thank you, Spectrum.
They always do a good job. But
All right, Doug, we already wrapped it up. So what's your thoughts? No, I'm just kidding.
We did talk about how shocked we both were that those three kids did not make it to the end of the first episode. So
was I. But it definitely explains, what I had brought up earlier. It explains why they were fast-tracking this, forming a friendship, because I thought it was awful quick to be doing this in the very first episode, where normally you'd kind of spread that out. And for all of all three of them to suddenly, including one of them, the arm, oh my God, that was gruesome. I mean, it's very Stephen King, but still very gruesome. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Not the direction I thought this was going to go. Because so many of the posters have all the kids on the posters. Didn't expect to lose half the group in the first episode.
Yeah, and when they ran out, I thought for sure, I was telling Dave this, I thought for sure they were going to, the other kids were going to come out a minute later and be like, I can't believe, what happened. It was all, and then she holds the severed hand up, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh my God, what is this show?
What a way to end an episode.
You shouldn't have brought your sister along. I told you not to bring her.
That'll
definitely
teach them to make her brother, well, I guess.
I guess he's not going to learn any lessons either, will he?
Bigger problems at this point.
Yeah, they ain't going to learn anything from that.
Now, Dave and I were also talking while you were your little sabbatical. Now, do you think that Pennywise will clean up the theater so it looks like nothing happened and those kids will just be disappeared and Ronnie and Lily will sound crazy for talking about it? Or is all of that going to still be there and they're going to try to cover it up or, wonder what's going on? Are they going to get a hint that...
I'm going to give you a probably the most answer I could. I bet the kids will be able to see the gore, but the adults will not. I think it's going to look clean, or it will be clean for all of them. But I think every time the kids go into the theater, all they're going to see is limbs and bodies and blood. And everybody else will be sitting there watching a movie with a blood-stained screen, not seeing anything.
Pulling a finger out of their popcorn and...
Yeah. Because that's exactly the kind of thing that Pennywise would do. Because, he I believe he mentioned this, or could just be remembering the book, but something about fear, having the kids be afraid first makes them taste better. So he loves adding fear as often as he can.
Well, and that's what Matty was doing when he was talking on the screen. He's like, you guys left me. This happened because of you guys, and bringing out all of their worst regrets and fears over what happened when he went missing. And I was like, that's not Matty, you guys.
This is seasoning.
Yes. Yeah. It's 7 herbs and spices.
Right. A little bit of Old Bay.
Well, they didn't hear you, and if they did, they weren't around very long to think about it.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see if we get a new poster, with different kids on it, since, three of them probably will not be the main characters. I'm sure they'll reappear in certain things, but wonderful, wonderful way to totally circumvent expectations with this going on. I'm really enjoying this so far. I mean,
oh yeah.
Of course.
Now, did you two already do your ratings?
No, we did not. We also talked about how the Major has his family coming. So wondering if his kid is going to be join the losers group or, work with Ronnie and Lily to figure stuff out, because they're either going to be thought of as crazy for telling a story on what happened to those three kids with no proof, or they're going to be like, three kids were killed while you were at the theater with them, and you're telling these crazy stories about, wing, and I say the singular, wing baby flying around, biting and eating kids. They're not going to have a good time explaining what happened.
And nobody's going to believe the one girl because she's already been in an insane asylum after what happened with her dad. Yep. So, of course, Pennywise is going to leave the girl that the town thinks is crazy alive, because that just makes it even better.
And the minority girl, because more, if you will. Yeah, and the minority girl because
no one will believe her. They'll blame her dad, is what'll happen.
Oh yeah, he's gonna definitely be talking to people in authority quite a bit, because it was his theater and his daughter was involved. It's going to get ugly for that family. I cannot wait to see it. The tension's going to be high. I mean, they already set up such a creepy, intro. The pilot episode. It's actually
now. I apologize. What is the one crazy girl? I know it's not right to call her. What is her name again?
Ronnie.
I forgot.
Veronica.
Ronnie. No, not the black girl, right?
Ronnie is the black girl.
Okay, what's the other girl's name?
Oh, Lily.
Lily, that's it. Okay. I have a theory about Lily. And I think this is actually going to end up hurting Pennywise going forward, because I don't think he knows this. I think Lily has the shine.
Ooh.
Because it seemed like throughout all of that chaos, it almost seemed like she was able to avoid most of it. And my initial thought was, oh, Pennywise is purposely sparing her. But he's also a glutton. If we know anything about Pennywise, this monster eats any chance he gets. And so it's not like he needs to keep her around. I think she may have some psychic abilities, because that's another thing that we see present in a lot of Stephen King stories, and in, Dave, ready? His multiverse. Yes, Stephen King has a multiverse. But yeah, we find that...
You saw in the preview where they were taking that guy to Shawshank State Prison.
Yep.
Shawshank.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to try and tie it all in like they did with Castle Rock.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm still sad that they canceled Castle Rock. That was a good show.
I am too, because I think it was definitely going somewhere. But yeah, I think she's going to be of some help. I mean, obviously they won't succeed. They may be able to make Pennywise take a nap a little bit sooner, but they're obviously not going to defeat him, because that's where our Losers Club from the other It movies will come, and they will succeed. But yeah, I do think that Lily is going to be at least somewhat useful in knocking Pennywise out.
That makes sense.
That's my theory.
I like that theory quite a bit, because I thought the same thing. I thought he basically let her survive because no one's going to believe her. She's had issues.
You've got a scary monster that keeps poking behind you. I just don't show fear. Don't show fear. It's seasoning you.
It seemed to have left. Pennywise Jr. is no longer haunting me.
Now, would you say that your
turn the light off? That is
show?
Way too much light. Please turn it off. Thank you. Say that again, Doug. Sorry.
Now, would you say that your son enjoyed that show?
Yes, he loved it. He really
perfect for audiences of all ages.
He watched it not.
Yeah, this is one of those shows I will have to watch either after they go to bed or before they wake up in the morning. I kind of knew that was going to be the case. I just didn't expect to know it so early on in the first episode that
Right?
my thoughts
First
were correct.
episode. Oh man, that definitely threw me for a loop. Now, I also have something potentially controversial that I want to say about this. And this comes from my obsessive reading of Stephen King books. And, in all honesty, I wanted to. I was going to look for my copy of it, and I was going to, add it to my shelf, have it in the background behind me. But, I don't know if you guys ever do this, but as you get older and you start collecting more and more things, eventually, do you ever start kind of packing things up, maybe giving things away?
Of course.
Yeah, it turns out that I packed up pretty much all of my Stephen King books sometime, I want to say in 2009, and I think they're in a bin somewhere in my garage. I don't know, but yeah, I was trying to look for them, but couldn't find them anywhere, and yeah, that was. So I'm gonna have to, but I do want to end up rereading it for sure, because I have a bit of a theory, like I said, kind of controversial, I think. I don't think Pennywise is evil per se by normal standards. I think it would be more correct to say that Pennywise is more like an animal that just feeds. I don't think it is evil in a sense that it has any kind of morality. Because if you remember from the movies, and I was thinking about this while watching the show, he didn't seem to care one way or the other who he ate. He ate the bullies, he ate the nice kids, good people, bad people. It doesn't seem to matter to it. Whatever it can get its claws on.
So you're kind of saying it's like Galactus. It's not evil because it.
I was about to say that.
It's
That's
just
crazy.
like Galactus. It's not like we may perceive it as, oh, it's scary. It's trying to, make us afraid and it's going to eat us. But yeah, I mean, we think that, a grizzly bear that just snorted a bunch of cocaine is scary. So, I mean, it's not evil. But that's my theory, and I'm curious what you all think. If you want to put it in the comments, am I right? Am I wrong? What do you all think?
I kind of like the theory, but he does like to torture people. But then again, like you said, he does that for extra seasoning.
Right.
So I can see it going either way. I mean, it makes sense that he's just like this primordial force that does this and needs to do it to, there's good in the world, there's bad in the world, and it all needs to.
Speaking of primordial force, because I cut off, did you mention the charm that Matty gave, what's her name?
Oh, the turtle. No, we did not.
Yes. Okay. So, do you know the importance of that besides the whole, duck and cover turtle?
No.
So again, in Stephen King's universe, he has his own, Lovecraftian, universe going on. Well, in Stephen King's universe, this universe that we all exist in, that Pennywise exists in, was created by Maturin the turtle, who vomited up the universe. And he is a force of order and good. And he monitors everything, and his equal other half is Pennywise. So it's kind of like a yin-yang. So while Maturin stands for order and keeping things, everything running smooth, Pennywise is chaotic. It is an eater. It is a creature of consumption. So, yeah, I also wanted to bring that up because I know that was what they were doing. Whenever you see a turtle appear, that is a sign that this is someone that Maturin has chosen as one of his agents of order, so to speak.
What if they're teenage and from a sewer?
That's right. Yes. Maturin is also, he chose the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course. That would
Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo.
Frank.
Gotta make sure you get it. Don't forget Frank.
Hey, what's up?
Give me some of that pizza.
Oh, Frank, do you have ninja skills? Nah, but I took some boxing lessons down in Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's
Hell's
Kitchen.
Kitchen.
Whoa.
Are we reeling Daredevil into this now too?
But there might be a little.
Daredevil is part of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Mm.
But just a little foreshadowing for later in the stream. We might have a little Daredevil Born Again Season 3 news to discuss.
Mm. You have piqued my interest, Keith.
Excellent. Now, we actually have a lot of stuff outside of Welcome to Derry to talk about. There's some MCU news, there is some DCU news, there is some Star Wars news, and there's some boys news. So there's a lot that we're going to be talking after this. Not that I'm trying to rush us through this, just so people know. Hang out, even if you don't care about our ratings. There's going to be a lot of good stuff after it. But should we rate this episode, gentlemen?
I think we should.
Yeah.
David?
Okay. I'll do it. Why not?
You'll do it? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at least take it out to dinner first.
Or you take it out to breakfast. You can do the dinner joke or the breakfast joke, not both. But yes, amazingly, yes, this show did get off to a right out of the gate. It just came charging out the gate. Great, got me involved right away, and like they spent some time. And I know that Keith might think that the show might have been a little more slowly paced for me, but I thought it was great. It was a perfect pace because it was developing storylines. It shocked me at the end what they did with those storylines.
Really? You found that shocking, huh?
I did for the first episode. For the first episode, yes, I was shocked. I thought maybe at the end of the season, but my God, they just got right to it. They must have a lot more to say with a lot of different characters. So I'm looking forward to it. I think and this episode was an hour long, and it did not feel like it. I did not have any phone moments. And you know what? It's funny you mentioned earlier something about phone moments, Keith. And I was watching, Jamila, the girl from The Good Place.
Yeah,
Jamila.
yeah.
Oh, Jamal. Yeah.
She was also in She-Hulk.
Yes, she was also in She-Hulk. And she was saying that they're having writers compensate for people watching their phones by, and we've talked about this a lot on this show, by writing like into the script what they're saying, where they are in the plot. Like basically saying if you're watching your phone, you can still follow it because they're walking you through the plot. And we've mentioned that we've seen that lately in shows. And this show I didn't feel like it did that.
No,
even though, there was a scene or two where they walked you through it, but like you said, they did it so naturally. Even these kids did it naturally. They did it so well, like they brought you up to speed without making it overt. So I thought they did a great job. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I'm going to give this a 7.5 on the first show.
Yeah, this show really did something that I didn't expect in the opening episode. Twice, it shocked me. That first scene, which was very well done, especially, just the tension level in that car as things were hitting it, like Doug said, when she's like yelling, spelling out all these words, the wing babies flying around, the kids spelling, Maddie's trying to get out of the car. It was like, I was just like, oh my God, we need to take a break here for a moment. And then we did kind of get that break. But they're weaving so many other storylines into this, the mundane with the supernatural, and things going on in Derry. We know nothing's ever going to be fully mundane here, but enough is bringing in, and enough like storylines where we know they're going to come back later and talk about it, but they're putting it there now, so we know they're coming back to it. And I'm sure there's going to be surprises because they've already surprised us enough. The fact that those 3 kids didn't make it out of the first episode was something I did not expect. I thought every one of those kids, when they all got together to start investigating, plot armor, they were safe throughout this first season. And it just makes me enjoy it that much more knowing it wasn't the case. I'm not going to believe anything I think is next because they know what we probably are thinking and they're going to do something different to throw us off. And as long as it fits the story, I'm good with it. But man, this thing had everything. You know, we get the creepiness in the theater, the creepiness from that first scene, just the strangeness of her in the tub and not wanting to go see her father's grave. You know, there might be a little more to that. And then Teddy's family, when he's talking about the Holocaust and how they got out of it. And, you know, he talked about how things are heightened in Derry because of what's there. The dad, you could almost see him getting a little more enraged than he probably should have, throwing the comic, saying, you know, we don't need this fantasy, blah, blah, blah here. And everyone was outstanding in the acting. I thought the writing was sharp and crisp. The acting was great. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And like Dave, you know, I saw it was like 57 minutes or something when I started it. And it seemed like it was done in 15. Just major kudos to this first episode. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it an 8.2. I thought it was great. I mean, usually pilots don't start off that strong. And I thought this just started out, you know, immensely well done. And I hope it continues.
I agree. And, you know, in all honesty, when this was first announced, my hype level for it was kind of like, I'm like, it's a prequel series. You know, I don't know really what we're going to get out of it. It sounds to me like they're just milking the franchise. You know, like Warner owns this. They don't want to lose the rights to it. So they want to create their, again, if we know anything about, you know, big studios like Warner Brothers, they love to create unnecessary universes. And so when this was first announced, I'm like, really? A Welcome to Derry series, a prequel to that? I'm like, okay, right, whatever. Well, we'll see. But I gotta say, I am so glad that I was wrong. I am so glad that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I think this was, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I think this might have actually been better than the movies.
I agree.
I mean, for an opening episode, for a pilot episode, way to get me hooked. Right from the beginning, I am surprised. And Keith, as you put it, the writing in here was sharp, it was crisp, it was phenomenal, everything flowed great, everything fit. I mean, this was some expert storytelling right from the beginning with the movie that they showed in the theater. The fact that it was The Music Man, where it's a story about okay. You guys know the Simpsons episode of the monorail, right? Marge versus Monorail. It's based on this.
Monorail.
It's based on that movie. And it is about essentially a grifter, a dude who is trying to scare the citizens with his trouble. And I mean, it's basically setting up. It's telling you this is exactly what's going to happen in this entire series. You've got Penny. Oh, and by the way, the comic book. Oh my gosh, just all the little hints and Easter eggs that are all over the place. Everything was done so well, and you know, it's not often that I would praise an opening first episode this much because we don't get that very often anymore. I didn't have a single phone moment this entire time because it kept me engaged. And even when they weren't directly showing us something, when they were, you know, I guess monologuing, if you want to call it that. I don't even want to call it that. I just think it was good storytelling throughout. And also, it's not too often that we get good kid actors. These were all great even the little sister.
Yeah.
Did such a good job. And yeah, no, this blew me away from the beginning all the way to the gory end when it cuts on holding a severed arm. And oh man, I guess I should have seen this coming in a way because like I said earlier on, I'm sitting there thinking like, well, it's a little odd that they're fast tracking it, but I guess they don't want to dwell on it. All right, you know, fine, get them together that way. We can spend the rest of the season. These kids, this group, which nothing bad is going to happen to them, they're going to hunt down Pennywise. Oh, never mind. So, like, wow. Okay. That's an opening. That is a way to, you know, I'm invested. I need to know what's going to happen now. So, yeah. Oh, man. I was blown away. This was a phenomenal first episode, and I love that. By the way, they're going to give us the second episode on Halloween a little bit earlier than it would normally air. So I'm gonna probably have to watch it early, but yeah, I got to give this an 8.5 out of 10. It was so good, and I hope it continues this trend throughout the rest. And yeah, I also agree with you guys that it it didn't feel long. Like I wasn't, looking at my watch like, oh man, when is this gonna be over? It was like that, and I was like, no, I need more. But also the shots, cinematography, the writing, it almost felt like a movie. But I can understand why this was a series. I can't imagine them trying to cram all of this stuff that we're going to see throughout the series into like a 2-hour movie. I just don't see that happening. So I'm actually kind of glad that this is a series, but they certainly didn't skimp on the budget.
I was gonna say, I wonder what the budget was, and I also wonder like, what is the draw of, like, it has to have a movie type of thing. If you've got a story that's gonna take 5 hours to tell, you can't put that. Just put that in a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get.
I mean, in all honesty, Dave, I thought it was gonna be a Hobbit situation. When it was first announced, I'm like, oh my gosh, they are milking this for all it's worth. They're gonna drag out. Which, if you guys have ever read it, the parts that these are based on are little tiny snippets. They're like not that long. It's essentially set in there to show that Pennywise has been doing this for a millennia. Like he's every 26 years he goes to sleep and then he comes back and he'll feed and then he takes another nap. And so these are tiny little paragraphs. Like, and Stephen King, the way he'll do chapters, sometimes it'll be like, chapter 13, one paragraph, and then that's it. And then chapter 4, and that's just the way that he writes sometimes. And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, they're going to do all the little flashback stuff. I'm like, there's no way that that's going to. And, but no, it was done well. And now the fact that they're supposedly going to do 2 more seasons of this on top of it, and that they're going to go back to the 1920s and the 1900s. Oh man, I can't wait. I am looking forward to it.
Well, you never know. If Warner Brothers is bought by the wrong company, we might not get to see the rest of the series.
My first reaction too, when it's like, oh, we're getting a It prequel series, I was like, you guys know Stephen King has other books, right?
Right.
Right.
Oh man, I can't wait for. We talked about this about a year, I think, ago. I'm looking forward to the Dark Tower series because the movie was fine. Don't get me wrong; they crammed a lot into one movie, and again, this is the reason why I don't think you can always take a Stephen King book and cram it into a movie. Very rarely does it work. It worked for the Shawshank Redemption because that was a short story, so they were able to stretch it out into a movie. But a lot of his books are big, and it is a huge book. And yeah, that's why even for the remake, they had to stretch it into 2 movies, and even then, they still missed out on a lot. So yeah, I am glad that they're doing this, and I am looking forward to whenever it's going to come out. I don't know when, but I am looking forward to the Dark Tower series that I believe is supposed to be on Prime. Last time I read.
Yes, it is Prime. They have the streaming rights. All right. Are you ready for a little DC studio news?
I am, for as long as it will still be around, because, as Dave mentioned, who knows what's going to happen with Warner?
Can you Detective Comics, as we referred to earlier, DC?
Can you say "Bring it on" for that soundbite?
Bring it on.
It on.
All right. Okay, James Gunn has confirmed that the Brave and the Bold hasn't cast its Batman yet, and that the story has undergone major changes since the film was first announced.
Really?
Huh.
And I wonder if that has maybe something to do with the Clayface movie that is coming out next year. Because James Gunn talked a lot about how that was not part of the original plan, and they were just so blown away by the script by Mike Flanagan. They were like, let's do it. It's a great movie, so we're not going to hold back. And I wonder if that little comic book reference, which, hold on 1 second, people. I will show you. This is the comic that was shown in
Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry. And as you can see, Clayface is on there, the menace of Clayface, all good and stuff. So I wonder if maybe this script for Clayface has changed what they're going to do in the Batman, the Brave and the Bold because of it. But
that's very possible. But oh man, I've been following this sounds creepy. I've been following a lot of what James Gunn says on Threads just because he is so into all of his storyboarding and like he's really good at updating the fans about what's going on, the script process. And I've been excited, more and more excited about this Clayface movie, and I cannot wait for it to come out. And now you mentioned that Mike Flanagan is the director of this, right?
He wrote it. He's not directing it.
Oh, he wrote it. Okay. If you've seen any of the shows that Mike Flanagan made for Netflix, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and I'm looking forward. Absolutely, and I am looking forward to seeing what sort of weird body horror thing that he was able to do with a Clayface movie, and if it was that good that even James Gunn's like, nope, throw away Brave and the Bold, I gotta up my game because I gotta compete with this awesomeness. So I mean, you know what? I'm glad that he's not so vain that he's like, oh well, nothing's going to change. Release the gun cut in 4:3 sepia. No, I'm glad that he's willing to be like, you know what? I can do better.
Yeah.
So he's writing The Brave and the Bold as well.
He is not.
That whole universe? Oh, he's not.
He's not writing.
Okay.
But he had input on what he thought it should be. But someone else was writing the script.
Okay. Well, either way, I am glad that, the folks there at DC, the new DC universe, I'm glad that they are willing to up their game when necessary.
Yep. They're not so headstrong.
And I'm really looking forward to what's going to come out.
Yeah, not so
headstrong. It seems like they're communicating what should happen in the universe,
Mm-hmm. Also, as Keith pointed out before in previous streams, they're not going to make any sort of hard announcements of a release until they've got a script that they like. And I think that is the smartest way to do it. I mean, I used to love the Marvel announcements. Don't get me wrong. I used to get super hyped whenever they would, talk about, and here's what's coming out for Phase 3 and Phase 4. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But nowadays, I'm just like, since so many of these projects get canceled now, and it's like, okay, I mean, promise all you want, but I'm not going to believe it until I actually see the trailer show up because, God, when were we promised Blade?
Right.
Who knows if that's ever going to happen? So.
And the whole reason they announced the Blade thing was because he had an idea for the movie, and that's obviously changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably many times.
Yeah. So I am glad that James Gunn is like, no, we're not playing this game. I'm not going to make some grandiose announcement of all the things we're doing in this phase until we know for a fact that this is happening, until we've got good storyboards, a good script, and it's a story that we know is going to make for a good movie. And I think, in my opinion, as a fan of comic book movies, I actually prefer that. I would prefer to know that it's actually going to... I don't want empty promises. We've had enough of those. Keith's depression tour of failed end credit scenes.
But it is nice. It leads us to speculate what could be next, too. Like what's coming. Instead of saying, here is every movie and TV show for the next 5 years that we're doing, which half of them end up changing or not coming up. It's better to just, you'll know them when you know them. You guys do a good enough job. When we start filming and stuff, I'll let you know.
Exactly.
But you're not going to know what's coming out in 10 years. So that's cool. But with that being said, a new rumor is saying that Lanterns is going to be delayed.
Oh, no.
And may release after the Supergirl movie. And that's nothing bad that's happening, just visual effects, things like that nature. And HBO finding a place in its schedule to release it. because they like to not
Really?
have a bunch of big ticket
Competing.
items going off competing against each other. So
I guess that does make sense, but why would they have any issues with visual effects? I mean, I saw Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie, and I mean, what can you say? Perfect visual effects. Everything being completely CG, including all of the other characters, the scenery, the suit, every single thing being generated by a computer that was probably smoking and dying by the end of the creation of the movie.
it was a Commodore 64. Did all. But once again, that's all speculation. Nothing has been confirmed. Once the rumor got out there that it was going to be delayed, people started guessing. Well, they're letting that.
Honestly, if you want to know what's actually going on, like I said earlier, just go to Threads. James Gunn is pretty good about keeping the fans updated. I guarantee when he catches wind of this rumor, he'll probably correct it or he'll verify whether it's true or not.
Yep.
I mean, did the end of season 2 of Peacemaker, doesn't that lead into the
Man of Tomorrow?
Lanterns?
They said it's leading into Man of Tomorrow, but it'll also be part of what Lanterns is about, is going to kind of tie into it a little bit. And I have a thought about that.
Oh,
do you remember when James Gunn said he has something planned they don't want to talk about or release this information yet because other studios might have something similar that they might try to do? I think I figured out what it is.
What?
World War Hulk.
No. So DC, have you guys ever heard of the Center?
Yeah.
In DC Comics? It's like Monster Island.
Yes.
Much like Krakoa, the Living Island from Marvel Comics. And I wonder if Salvation is going to turn out to be Center. It's going to be like this monster thing. It's not necessarily going to be run by Darkseid or Desaad or anything, but it's just going to be like this living monster entity. And
that would fit because we heard the roars after they closed the door and left Peacemaker there essentially to die. But so yeah, that would fit.
And that I mean, it makes sense with what he said. Now he could have been talking about something else, but the fact that it looks like they're going to be, using a living island and Marvel and Krakoa has been huge in Marvel Comics lately. It was originally like X-Men 96, I think, when it captured the original X-Men and Xavier brought new X-Men to free them, and they became the all different X-Men or whatever. Then it wasn't seen till Hickman wrote House of X and Powers of X and did all that, but it just seems a little too likely that he was talking about Center. But we will see.
That tracks. I like that theory, Keith. I hope you're right because that fits in my opinion.
Because he did say that Salvation Run the comic is going to be very loosely adapted in the DCU.
You know what? Honestly, I'm okay with that if it's done right. Not done like the secret invasion that shall not be named.
Special investigation?
Special investigation.
Yeah. See, there is a right and wrong way to loosely adapt something. And we've talked about this before, but James Gunn's loose adaptation of the Guardians of the Galaxy, that's fine. I think he did it right because I'll be honest. I never really read the Guardians comics. I was aware of a lot of the characters whenever they would show up and do crossovers in other like shows or comics and stuff like that. So I was aware of the characters, but I had never read through a Guardians comic, and it wasn't until after the movie came out I started looking into them like, wow, these are, and this is my opinion, I'm not saying this on behalf of all of Not Your Status Quo, but they were kind of boring, in my opinion. I didn't enjoy them as much. I thought the movies were far more fun. I thought they were a more fun version of the characters. So that is a very loose adaptation, and I'm cool with James Gunn doing that.
Agreed.
Agreed. We all agree.
All right, now we get into some MCU news.
Mick news?
Now the first one.
Thank you.
This is going back to our segment, BS or Not.
Oh boy.
Doctor Doom's team, to include Maestro, who is
BS.
like that future Hulk, who is like balding and gray hair and a monster,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Null,
Well, he plays piano really well.
yes. Null, Mephisto, King Thanos, the Maker, Captain Hydra, and Evil Black Widow.
BS.
Total BS. There is no way
Come on.
that Doctor
Okay,
Doom is going
first
to have
off-
a team.
First off, Null, really? Okay, they dropped the ball on that when it came to Thor: Love and Thunder. Then they dropped it even harder with Sony's mess.
I don't remember what that was called. It was Venom, the Last
Venom.
Dance.
Venom the
last-
nullification.
The last movie ever for Venom. That's what it should have been
Right.
called.
The movie that made Keith rant on an At Your Theater review, demanding that not a single person go to the theater and give Sony any more money. I have never seen Keith so mad. And
Not only that, he told them not to stream it either.
Yeah.
right, yeah. But yeah, no, I see. The minute you said null, I'm like, no, that's not happening because they've already screwed the pooch on that one. So I mean, it would take. Honestly, they would need to do another movie that maybe dealt with the Necrosword or something like that. Or if they ever bring Venom into the MCU, then yeah, sure. But I don't know. I don't see it happening in this anytime soon.
Yeah, and the Maker. The Maker could be
Right.
its own big bad.
And
There's no
also
way.
now, which Thanos did you mention?
King Thanos.
King Thanos.
Yeah, okay. BS.
Then you have to kill all the kings to become king. Isn't it?
No,
King
no,
Thanos is-
he. It was a future. He actually ended up taking over the universe in his universe, and he still was not loved by death.
Of course.
So, yes, not shocking. Okay, our
But it
next.
had nothing to do with King.
Nothing to do with Kang. Our next little rumor for the MCU:
Mm-hmm.
Dracula will be used in 2 movies, one of them being Blade.
Not BS.
I agree with you. I think the 2 movies will be Blade and Midnight
And Moon
Suns. Yes, and Moon Knight. Yes.
As everybody knows, Dracula is Moon Knight's greatest enemy.
Don't you mean Morbius 2? You mean Morbius 2, right?
Yes.
We're gonna get a Morbius 2, aren't we?
Yes.
Morbius 2, the Mormoning.
They saw some more
The
memes
Morbius.
online, and they're like, "Everyone loves Morbius. Let's re-release it."
Let's re-release it again. It's a great idea. Jared Leto can't lose. We saw Tron Ares.
So, how much did it make on its re-release? $36,000. Did you mean million? Million?
No.
No, thousand.
No, we actually lost money on that deal.
You think? It turns out you shouldn't release movies based on a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sony
Sony.
execs.
Oh, Sony.
Okay, now this one has been confirmed by the actor, so this isn't BS
Okay.
or not.
Oh, all right.
Bullseye.
BS.
Bullseye is returning for Daredevil Born Again Season 3.
I would
That
hope so. I would
be
hope so.
fantastic.
That would be fantastic. Oh man, because seeing what he had essentially become in the first episode of Daredevil Born, I'm like, oh, we need to see more of this character. Yeah.
Daredevil Season 3 from Netflix when he was on it, and seeing it, just perfect. That is Bullseye how he should be and everything. So yeah. The more we get of him, the better.
It was almost as good as the Bullseye in the Daredevil movie.
Wait, is Tundra Walker online today? You're trying to get him
shows you-
round.
Colin Farrell's got range. He can play. At least he can play a really good penguin.
There, okay, fair, yeah.
That is true. All right, next. Trick Shot is going to appear in the MCU's Phase 7. Now, for those of you who don't know who Trick Shot is, he is Clint Barton's brother, Barney.
Barney?
Barney.
That's
Barney
the choice.
Barney Barton.
What the hell were his parents thinking?
Good job, Marvel.
But supposedly season 2, it's going to be season 2 of Hawkeye, and it's going to be a raid, the movie Raid style season where they are in one place almost the entire season, and they're battling Trickshot and everything that's going on with that. Sounds interesting. So
it does.
It has to be all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it happens.
Yes, if it happens, we'll get. I'll do the next Jeremy Renner news here. So Jeremy Renner was asked on the possibility of Hawkeye being recast for Avengers: Secret Wars. He said if they want to do that, they can go ahead. By all means, you can do that. I'm pretty busy myself.
Yeah, I was pissed off on his behalf that once he got himself, because that man worked hard to get himself back into fighting shape. The fact that he went through the traumatic injury that he did, and then worked his butt off doing the PT, getting himself strong again, and then for Marvel to turn on and be like, we'll offer you less than what we offered you before to come back. That was insulting.
It was.
And Kevin Feige should be ashamed if he had any say in that. If not, then Disney needs to, well, I mean, of course Disney should be ashamed and they will never feel any shame, but I mean, my gosh, that was when he said that on, I think, Jimmy Kimmel. I don't remember. It was one of the late night shows, and I was my jaw just about dropped. I'm like, you're kidding. Really?
Yeah, they offered him half of what they gave him in the first season.
Yeah.
And he was like, no thanks. But I guess he's going to sign up and do it, right?
Yeah. It sounds like he's going to come back. I think they maybe, if the rumors are to be true, they offered him more money. Well, then he was asked. He was on a show, and Brie Larson called in.
Yeah.
She said, "Are you in Avengers: Doomsday?" And he said, "Nah, girl, are you?" And she laughed.
And she laughed?
She laughed.
Sure, she's in it.
So they're probably both in it. I'm sure. I mean,
yeah.
If not,
quick, somebody call Andrew Garfield.
I've seen a lot of quotes from him, like saying, "Nope, not in it." Effing no, But he's probably lying.
Yeah, he's. There's a lot of people who have caught him in that lie, but he had to. He signs an NDA. I don't feel bad. For what's he supposed to say? Yeah, I'm in it, guys. I'm going to ruin the surprise for everybody.
Right,
opening
exactly.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that most people knew, it was kind of laughable when he'd be like, No Way Home?
Now, what I want to know is how on earth did Sony restrain themselves, Sony and Disney, how did they restrain themselves from giving it away like they did a la Red Hawk? Because, I mean, somebody in the studio was like, come on, we got to show this other Spider-Man in the trailer. Somebody had to clearly restrain these people to a chair and be like, do not ruin it.
Yeah, because you're right. If they hadn't shown the Red Hulk in the trailer, that would have been
I think it would have made it better because, I mean, why would you, for you to, A, get Harrison Ford, and B, get him to actually give a crap about acting, and then waste it like that? I don't know. That wasn't cool. Criminal. Because it was, because he actually did a phenomenal job in that movie. And I loved just the little instances where he would, have this look on his face where he was just like, you could tell, something's going on. And if we didn't know that they were actually going to be introducing Red Hulk in this, then I think it would have made his acting even better. But I had to go and spoil it.
It was almost, I am still shocked to this day that they did not show Grogu before the first episode of The Mandalorian.
Oh, they wanted to. They wanted to release toys.
Yeah.
And they were so pissed. But money!
Cute little Yoda.
It wouldn't have been the same had they shown
No.
Because that was shocking when they pulled the baby Yoda out. I was like,
oh yeah. And it made it so much better, but the executives will never understand that.
Nope. You'll make the sales post.
when Din Djarin pulled away that blanket, all they saw were stacks of cash in the shape of a Yoda.
That would have been great if that's what it actually was.
Guys, what is this?
That'll have to be in Spaceballs too.
Right, yeah. Merchandising! Spaceballs 2, the search for more money!
It's baby yogurt, or cash,
Right.
cash cow as we call it.
Did Rick Moranis come out of retirement to do that movie?
Yeah.
He did, yeah. Which is pretty cool. Okay, our
I'm gonna have to
final
check that out.
final MCU rumor. We can also do BS or not on this.
Oh, okay.
Annihilus will be used in a future Marvel animation show.
Okay, I don't think that's BS.
As long as it is not Marvel Zombies Season 2.
Oh my
it
God.
probably will be. That's why I don't think that's BS. I could totally see some, either that or maybe, I don't know, they'll redo What's Next again, and What If again, but somehow worse.
I mean, it's animated. They can do, more than they
Exactly,
can do.
yeah. They can do way more with the animated stuff.
They could do it more like the
I will
DCU
say-
and actually have it interwoven into the actual, sort of phase stuff instead of always being
Oh,
multiversal
no.
craziness.
Keith, that's too smart. We don't do that at Marvel.
God, if they could do it as well as Star Wars does with their animation series, man, we would all be.
Oh my God.
I mean, if they could do it as well as DC is currently doing it with Creature Commandos leading right into Peacemaker and Superman.
Yep.
I mean,
Rick Flag Sr. I mean, he was in all three of those.
yep.
He's the only one. Is he the only one who's been in every property of the new DCU?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Keep it going, Rick.
Now, I want to ask you guys a question.
Okay.
While you bring up Rick Flag Sr., in the Peacemaker Season 2 finale, when Harcourt calls him Rick and he doesn't respond, she says General Flag. Is that Rick Flag Sr.?
Yes.
Or is that someone else?
No,
Who
I
else
think
would
it's
it
Rick
be?
Flag Sr., and he was manipulating her before. I think it was all just a big manipulation game because,
That makes a
just
lot
like
of sense.
Amanda Waller, this dude's a spy too.
They're not the spy that is Nick Fury, but
Correct.
they are spies.
Yes. Because you notice that he was doing that at the funeral for his son. Like,
Yeah.
no, you can call me. And then when he went to her apartment, it's Rick. It's Rick. You can call me Rick. No. And as soon as he got what he wanted out of her, all of a sudden he's not going to respond to that name anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, that is pure gaslighting manipulation.
All right. This
Or were you
one-
going to imply that that was Clayface?
No. People have online.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, you guys are pushing it. A little Star Wars news.
Ooh, okay. I like me some Star Wars news.
Lucasfilm is rumored to be repackaging a long-delayed Star Wars project for streaming.
Oh, finally, the next Ewok movie.
What do you think? Is it going to be
Oh, I know what it is. I'm going to tell you here in a sec. I
a
just
Cara
wanted
Dune series?
no, not what was that? Rangers of the New Republic. Not that.
Not that. Okay.
Rogue Squadron.
Oh, all right.
Well, the movie that they dropped from Patty Jenkins?
Yes. It sounds like they're
Are they
turning it
making-
into a series for streaming.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wasn't
think
against
that would be better than a movie.
Yeah, I wasn't against the Rogue Squadron movie because I read a lot of the books. They can do some good things with it. But yeah, I think a series they'd have a lot more time to develop stuff.
To develop it. Yes. No, I'm down for that. All right.
I'm not hyped about it. It sounds fine to me. It doesn't really get me excited, but I'll watch it.
Oh, same. Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, it's not going to be Andor, but hey, I'll take some Star Wars dessert.
A lot
Yeah.
of people should be looking at Andor as a way to write any show, really.
And they won't. And they won't.
Well, they probably can't. I mean,
Because it
not
costs so much damn money.
no. Just that level of writing is so good. Not every
Oh, yeah.
writer is up to that level. So,
No.
but hopefully they do use it as a benchmark for future things. But okay,
It would be nice.
our final little bit of news
Okay.
for the boys.
Ooh, all right.
Now, this is just a rumor.
Everybody died.
Just a rumor.
75% of the cast will die in the final season.
Totally believable,
Yep.
not BS.
Yeah, I will not.
In fact, I
down.
think that number's a little too low.
Yeah.
This is
think
the
Butcher
boys.
Definitely going to buy it. Butcher and Homelander are definitely going to buy it.
Mhm.
I think maybe Starlight lives through this. I think A-Train's got to buy it because he's been dealing with health issues the entire time.
That would be shocking
So-
if he survives.
Right. He'd be the one that survived. Right.
How's your heart?
How funny-
It's rough, but I'm okay.
How funny would it be if we had almost a similar ending with Butcher and Homelander, kind of like what we got with Obi-Wan and Maul?
Oh, like
Where it's
he
like-
holds at the end. He's like,
Yeah, finally they can both be at peace. Their fight with each other that's lasted forever and ever can finally be put to rest. And then Homelander can look up into Butcher's eyes and be like, "Did we do it? Did we bring about the end?" And Butcher can be like, "Fuck you, you cunt."
And then he laser blasts him.
flavor. Yeah. Done.
Go
You
to
know
hell,
what?
you cunt.
You might be right, Keith. They might have developed 2 seasons of Gen V just so she can fix Butcher. That would be crazy, but I
Yeah.
can see it. I can see it.
I could kind of see it. I would hate it, but I can see it.
It depends on how they did it.
Yeah.
It could be
I
done
guess.
well, it could be done bad. I just hope one of the 25% is Kamiko. Because
Oh yeah.
if they kill Kamiko, we march at
I
dawn,
would be
gentlemen.
so mad. Oh
Yeah.
yes. You know what? Let me go to Amazon and buy a pitchfork and a torch right now.
Yes,
It'd
let's be prepared.
Kamiko and Huey. They're the only ones who live.
Now, you know
I
what?
can see
Okay,
that.
maybe that's what we'll use our healing powers for. She'll heal Huey, but use up all of her energy, and she won't be able to heal Butcher.
Butcher, call her name, and then go
Yeah.
fight Homelander.
Right.
Butcher, he ate soups anyway, so he'll want to tear her apart
Oh yeah.
with that
Yeah.
that comes out of his stomach.
hmm
They'll have to hold him back.
I mean, he didn't even want. If you remember, he didn't even want Starlight to join the team.
Nope.
Nope. He still doesn't like her,
And
she doesn't.
I cannot imagine that he was cool with the speedster joining.
Yeah, A-Train.
A-Train, yeah.
Yeah, we still need to see how that happens.
I
Yeah,
need to see.
They better not brush that off as just, hey, he's a
Right.
part of the team. Welcome aboard, my man. Let's go. Let's go stomp some
Yeah.
boys things. Some Homelander.
Stomp
team
some Well, they all-
boys.
They all basically hate Butcher anyway, so it won't be anything new.
Yeah.
But they'll all do things for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Mother's Milk even said that in the last season. He's like, we just can't say no to you, no matter what.
Yeah.
Because his plans are usually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He could use a little more tact. The
Yes.
ability to recognize a delicate situation and do or say the most fitting thing.
And he's so overly focused on taking on Homelander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even, I think he's going to realize probably in this final season, too, that taking out Homelander doesn't end the overall threat of things that are going on with Vought and everything else.
Well, he's been just going for revenge with Homeland.
No, I know, but I think he also is being short-sighted and thinking that's going to end, the overall threat when Amazon Prime needs to continue making boy stuff to make that money, so
Yeah,
it
they
won't
do.
be the end.
Oh no. Nope, this is a major studio. They are going to, again, like every other one, they're going to milk it for everything they can.
Oh, by the way, now this is off topic from the boys. We were talking about what else is coming in December last week.
Yeah.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were
We
talking
didn't-
about movies, though.
We were just talking about Avatar.
I thought we were talking about movies that come out in December.
Yeah, we were.
I thought we were talking about anything. Because we were talking about how Wonder Man got moved to January.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Yeah, but yes, Fallout is coming out in December. I am really looking forward to that.
Waiting for that.
Again, another thing that Amazon is putting out. How are they going to somehow milk this into like 4 different competing franchises?
They could do it easily. Yeah, I was gonna say all the different cities.
Yeah, they'll do Fallout pre-war. Fallout Vault-Tec. It's like, oh my god, come on, guys.
Fallout Istanbul is now Constantinople.
Fallout Zombies. Okay, come on now.
Little birdhouse in your soul.
I like that band.
They are. They might be giants.
That was perfect. Oh my gosh. Dang.
Well, it is getting a bit late, gentlemen, especially with how late I was up last night watching football, followed by Welcome to Derry.
Oh, so you did stay up and watch it last night? Wow. That's some dedication right there, bud.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was worried. I'm like, okay, I'll start it. If I start falling asleep, I'll just watch it tomorrow at lunch.
And you couldn't fall asleep, could you?
That first scene kept me up. There was no worries about falling asleep last night. I'm like, oh boy. But let's find someone to raid.
Well, I see Tiny Velcro on. I also see A-Tray on, and I don't. And Bubble is on.
TG's still on.
I don't see him in my
is there.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, hey, why don't we go see how he's doing now that he's a partner, right?
He is a partner, yes.
Yeah, why don't we go and raid TG? I don't. He may not be on for much longer because usually he, kind of ends around the same time that we do. But let's go say hi.
It's always good to see how our old friend is doing.
I'm not going to bore you all. I think by now, if you watch us regularly, you know the whole spiel, what raiding is, right? It's where we're going to take you, head over to another channel, but it's a Twitch-only thing. We wish YouTube was as smooth as that, but, obviously when you're just a small grassroots company like Google, you can't quite figure out how to, continue a live stream on your gigantic video streaming website. But if you are watching us on YouTube, obviously, thank you so much. If you could, make sure that you like this video if you like what we do. If you don't, dislike it. That's cool too. We'll eat up all your engagement just like Pennywise. We are good. Yum, 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 yum. Eat it up.
We welcome all comment.
Yeah, but that's what we really want. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to see. I was actually thinking that I might do an in-focus on Pennywise and some of the other creatures within Stephen King's multiverse. Thought it might be interesting. Go back and do that. But if that's something you'd be interested to see, comment down below. And as usual, we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.